These are the products that are actually worth buying during the Sephora VIB sale. If you watched my VIB sale recommendations video for the last sale in the spring, then you might remember that I forced myself to narrow down my recommendations into just my #1 top pick for every single category. And in looking through that list for the sale this time around, I realized that, unsurprisingly, not much has changed. As much as I love testing out new beauty products, I do not love regularly swapping products in and out of my routine just for the sake of having something new. So if I love a product enough to consider it to be a favorite for me, it's going to stay a favorite until I find something that is even better than that and gives me even better results. And because of how picky I am, that doesn't happen all too often. So I went back and forth for a little bit, like, do I even film this video again, knowing that so many of my recommendations are exactly the same, but I ultimately decided to go ahead and film this. Obviously, you're watching it right now, because there are new subscribers here who are not here during the last sale, so this will be like a really good kind of intro to my favorite high-end beauty products for you guys. But for those of you that are not new, I figured that this would just be a good spot to kind of like check back in on what are my actual top favorites, what I'm still loving, and if anything has been replaced. All right, here are my recommendations. Let's start off with hair care and my top recommendations for clarifying shampoo. Way Detox continues to be my personal favorite high-end clarifying shampoo. It's the one that gives me the absolute best, longest lasting cleanse out of all high-end clarifying shampoos I've tried. This was my top recommendation during the spring VIB sale, but instead of just following that exact same approach for this video, I want to give you guys a couple of different options in case this doesn't quite work out for you or you're interested in trying something else. K18 Peptide Prep is another incredible detox shampoo. It's something that gives me a really amazing cleanse, but it's not quite as squeaky as the cleanse that I get with Way Detox. So if that one is like a little bit too intense for you, then this is one that I would recommend trying. I think it's awesome if you have a normal to oily scalp. But if you have a normal to dry scalp and you're looking for a clarifying shampoo that's not quite as intense in terms of oil removal from the scalp, but still does a really good job at removing product buildup and those metal deposits found in hard water, then I have a couple different options for you. First is the Living Proof Clarifying Detox shampoo, which I think makes my hair super soft and lightweight and bouncy, but just isn't something that works as well for me in terms of oil removal. So one that I recommend for normal to dry scalps for sure. And the second is L'Oreal Metal Detox. This is a line that has patented technology in it that is specifically designed to remove those metals that are found in hard water that deposit on our hair. If you live in an area with really hard water and that is your top concern, then I think that this is a great option, but again, something that's better suited for normal to dry scalps because all of the cleansing agents are quite gentle. Let's move on to shampoo and conditioner sets. In the last video, I told you guys that my top pick is Pureology Strength Cure, and that continues to be true. This is formulated to strengthen hair and has been making my hair so incredibly soft for like 10 years at least, right? I've been using this stuff forever, you guys know that. But if Strength Cure isn't for you, another set that I really love is the Amika the Cure Bond Repair Shampoo and Conditioner. This conditioner is even thicker than Pureology. It's very creamy and dense, so if that is something that you love in a conditioner, then Amika the Cure is going to be for you. Because of the creamier, thicker formulas, I think that this line is best suited for thick and or coarse hair types. You can obviously try any shampoo and conditioner you want, regardless of the hair type that you have, but this may be a bit too heavy for you if you have fine and or thin hair, so just keep that in mind. And my last recommendation is for those of you that are looking for a high-end luxurious experience through and through. You guessed it, that is Oribe Gold Lust. Just like Pureology and Amika, this is specifically formulated to strengthen damaged hair, but the big difference here is just that, oh my god, it smells so luxurious, it feels so luxurious, and with that comes a very high price point. So that's why I kind of stick to recommending this during sale times only. I know it's really pricey. I would literally never tell you that you need to run out and buy this because you absolutely don't. Like, you guys know I love drugstore hair care. I freaking love my favorite drugstore hair care products. So I'm like, you don't need this, but I can appreciate the fact that there are people out there who are like, I want my whole shower experience to feel like a spa. And if that's the case, case, Oribe Gold Lust is gonna be for you. Moving on to hair masks, there are just two products that I wanna recommend, and they are actually both from the same systems as two of the shampoo and conditioners. The first is Amika the Cure, the Intense Bond Repair Mask. This, like the conditioner, is very thick and very creamy, but even more so. This stuff is thick, thick. This is like a butter balm hair mask. That's how I describe it. Like, look at this. It just is stuck in here because it's so thick, but it is amazing. And the other, which is something that I actually just emptied, is the Oribe Gold Lust Transformative Mask. This is definitely lighter weight than Amika the Cure, so if that is way too thick and heavy for you, and again, you want something that's luxe, smells amazing, and is like the most delicious, creamy, buttery texture ever, this is so nice. Moving on to hair glosses, the only product I can recommend that I've actually tried and really love is the Amika The Flash Instant Shine Mask. This is a liquid conditioning product, so it's something that's really nice to add additional conditioning and shine to your hair without weighing down your hair with something that is really thick and heavy. I do think I'm gonna pick up two more products in this category during the sale myself. The first is another product from Amika. It's called the Smooth Over Treatment. So this is a mask that is marketed a bit differently. It doesn't specifically say that it's meant to add shine or make your hair look really glossy. They market it as a frizz-fighting hair treatment. But from what I can see, it has the exact same kind of liquidy, lightweight texture as the Flash mask. But the reason why I am so interested in trying this is because the fourth and fifth ingredients are glycolic acid and lactic acid. And those are ingredients that are used in other glossing and shine enhancing products, in addition to reparative and strengthening products as well. So I'm super excited to test that one out. I will definitely keep you guys posted. And the other that I have to try is the new Living Proof, what is it? Come on, load. Perfect Hair Day High Shine Gloss Treatment. Something that I find really intriguing about this is that it's supposed to have light enhancing technology that like actually illuminates your hair strands. So we'll see about that. Moving on to bond repair treatments, my top recommendation continues to be K18. I absolutely love this stuff. I still use it about every 3 weeks or so. So if you can only buy one bond repair product, I would recommend this one. But if you are looking for something that's a little bit more affordable, or you would like another bond repair treatment to add into your routine, my second recommendation is the Living Proof Triple Bond Complex Hair Strengthener. I use this as my first leave-in every single time I wash my hair, and I've gotten some questions on that, like, wait, I thought you were only supposed to use it once a week. But in looking to it further, not in looking to it, hello? In looking into it further, okay? Their website does say that you can use this more as needed, so there's no concern in using it more than one time a week, and that has been working really well for me for a couple of years now. Leave-in conditioner, obviously, or not obviously if you're new here. Welcome, by the way, if you are. How you doing? The Pureology Color Fanatic Multitasking Leave-In Spray is my all-time favorite leave-in conditioner. I don't know how much hair I would have had left on my head during my severe bleach damage days if it was not for this. Like, the level of detangling that I needed during that phase in my life was so extreme. And in trying a lot of different leave-in conditioners, there was just nothing that detangled my hair as well as Pureology. But if you are one of those people that is not as obsessed with this as me, I know that some of you are out there, even though it hurts me. I get it. We all have different hair types and textures, and there is not one single product out there that is going to work the same for every single person. And that goes for every type of broader beauty category. Makeup, body care, skincare, like there's just not one thing that's gonna work the same for everyone, which is why the industry is as big as it is. So if you are looking for an alternative to Pureology Color Fanatic, my first recommendation is the IGK Good Behavior 4-in-1 Prep Spray. This is designed to do the exact same kinds of things as Pureology, so it also helps to detangle, it helps to add shine, it helps to fight frizz, and it protects from heat. So it is another awesome multi-purpose leave-in, which is why I'm recommending it, because for the leave-in category, it has to be multi-purpose like this, and it has to protect from heat. And last is the Bumble & Bumble Hairdresser's Invisible Oil Heat and UV Protective Primer. While this isn't quite as detangling as Pureology for me, it is something that I find to be incredibly softening and conditioning. So it's a really great one to look into if your hair is looking and or feeling super dry. Color Wow Dream Co is kind of in a category of its own. It humidity proofs your hair, it makes your hair so soft and silky and shiny, and it's amazing at preventing frizz. So if you live in a warm climate or you plan to go on a vacation in a warm climate and you're like, how do I make my hair not get super frizzy and poofy? Color Wow Dream Coat. For hair oil, my top pick is still the Bumble & Bumble Hairdresser's Invisible Oil. I absolutely love this for adding shine, taming flyaways and frizz. So good. But if you are looking for an alternative that is even lighter weight than the Living Proof Frizz Vanishing Oil is my second recommendation. This is an oil that I absolutely love using when I'm in between washes and want to just like add some softening, conditioning, glossing to the existing style that I have, but without weighing it down whatsoever. This is really lightweight, it doesn't have that greasy feel, and it's actually silicone free, which you guys know I typically am not about. I love silicones, but in this case, it works out really well because it has a really thin texture and it's not something that feels like it's just like sitting heavy on your hair. Moving on to dry shampoo, I have two different recommendations and they are actually both from Amika. So the first is the Perk Up Plus Extended Clean Dry Shampoo. The original dry shampoo that they have just doesn't work very well for me, but this one is amazing. I use this all the time. However, they do have a newer version that is meant to absorb oil even more intensely than that. It is the Perk Up Ultra Oil Control Dry Shampoo. So if you have an insanely oily scalp, you're like, oh my God, I can't find a dry shampoo that works well enough for me, definitely look into this one. One of my favorite newer hair care categories. I absolutely love using a dry aerosol spray for heat protection if I have already washed and styled my hair. And I feel like this has been in a lot of my videos recently, so I apologize if this feels repetitive, but it is my favorite. It's the Living Proof Heat Styling Spray for long-lasting smoothness. Agreed. Makes my hair so soft and smooth. For texture spray, this is something I recommended during the Amazon Big Deal Days sale. I think it's a great way to add volume and texture, but if you are looking for something else, maybe you don't love the smell, I know that the smell is quite powerful, then my second recommendation would be the Oribe Dry Texturizing Spray. Again, one that is super pricey, so I don't recommend it a ton, but perfect time to pick it up. You get really nice lightweight tassel texture with that incredible classic Oribe smell. Let's wrap up hair care with some hair tools and accessories, the first being a hairbrush. I have recommended the Oribe Flat Resin Brush for so long at this point. I feel like I have a memory of holding this up for a VIB sale video in my downtown Minneapolis apartment, so like years ago now. And this has held up beautifully. This is just such a nice luxe. I don't know why I slapped it like that. It's just like a luxe brush. Like the quality, the handle, all of this is so beautiful. Very nicely crafted. I think it's like, they say it's a handcrafted brush. Whatever that means, I guess. I don't even know what that means. But this has my exact favorite kind of brush setup where it has a combination of nylon pins and boar bristles. I just think that this kind of setup is perfect for detangling enough while also being as gentle as possible. And I talked about that in a recent video where I not only reviewed 17 of the highest rated, most popular hairbrushes, but I also talked about what you should look for in a hairbrush to make it as least damaging as possible. So that will be listed and linked below, but another brush that I talked about in that video that I wanted to give a shout out to is the Dry Bar brush. This also has nylon pins and boar bristles, but the nylon pins are extra long on this, so I actually find this one to be even better at detangling than Oribe. The difference isn't major, so it's not like if you have this, you need to buy this. Certainly not. Please don't do that unless you're me and you're doing it for a hairbrush showdown. But if you know that you need a brush that is top tier when it comes to detangling, I do think this one detangles a little bit better than Oribe. But then the trade-off is that it's not like quite as gentle as this one. There's always a trade-off. And this one is $85 versus this being $100. So if you're like, I simply refuse to spend $100 on a brush, but I would do $85, then here you go. If you are looking to buy a hairdryer, Shark makes my favorite hairdryers at Sephora. This is the original Speed Style and I love it. It's super powerful. It dries my hair really quickly. But I saw that they just came out with an upgraded version called the Speed Style Pro Flex. That one looks very intriguing to me because you can actually like bend it so that you can get just at like different tighter angles. I don't actually know how much of a difference that would make in the drying process. I'd imagine that for a stylist, something like that would be really helpful, but I'm like, is that something that would make a big difference for me? Not entirely sure, but if you are interested in the most upgraded version of this dryer, that just came out. And then for multi-attachment air stylers, you guys know I've obviously really enjoyed the Dyson Airwrap for a long time, but Shark just came out with something called the Flex Fusion, which has a dryer that I think is better than the Dyson Airwrap dryer. And then it also has a straightener attachment. So in addition to like the curling barrels and the brushes that you would find with the Dyson Airwrap, it also has a straightener that works on both wet hair and dry hair. So like a wet to dry air straight and then a plated straightener. So if you're looking for the styler that literally has all of the attachments you could want in one, it would be this new Shark Flex Fusion tool. And I love this purple color. So pretty. Okay, oh my God, that was a lot. That's it for hair care. We're gonna move on to skincare, but I actually only have a couple of things I wanna talk about because I am in it right now with Korean and Japanese skincare. I'm testing out new things. I'm having so much fun experimenting with different products and brands in those kinds of categories. So there's actually nothing really from Sephora right now that I'm like, you need to run out and buy, because I feel like Pandora's box has just been opened for me. I mean, I of course have always known about Asian skincare and like have tested things out throughout the years, Asian sunscreen especially, but I'm just getting a lot more into it. So I'm like, I simply can't recommend anything from Sephora right now, knowing what I have in my bathroom. Except for, of course, the Ordinary Multi-Peptide plus Copper Peptide Serum. So I believe in sales past, the Ordinary wasn't included at all, but as of right now on their website, it says that you can purchase 3 items from the Ordinary during the sale. So I will be buying 3 of these.
Spectacular. Give me 14 of them right now.
Great time for me to stock up. The other thing I wanted to talk about is actually a lip product. So every single time there's a VIB sale, or really like any sale where this is included, you guys know I rave about the Laneige Lip Glowy Balm and Lip Sleeping Mask. I love, love, love these, especially in vanilla. But I have been working on a lip balm showdown that honestly might be the most insane video I've ever decided to do. I think there's like over 50 lip balms in that video. I'm not okay. I'm ready to be done with it. So I've been testing a lot and I hate a lot of the lip balms I've tried, but this one I'm like, you're better than Laneige. This is the, is it Edam? I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. We'll stick with that. Le Chochu. How do you say that? Oh no. Le Chochu. Oh man, I don't know. Lip Softening Balm in Butter Mochi. Yes. That might have been the scariest face I've ever made on my channel. I don't even want to watch that back. This is divine. First of all, it has a metal tip applicator, which I always love. That is such a nice touch. So refreshing. It has such a delicious, like, buttery caramely scent, which I love. You guys know how seriously I take lip care fragrances, but more importantly, the texture of this. It's thicker than Laneige. It is one of the thickest lip balms that I've tried. It is so soft. It's so cushy. Oh, it's delicious. And I feel like I saw people raving about this a while ago, but every time that I did, people were talking about tinted shades. And when I had looked into it, I was like, oh, none of those shades really look like they would be that great of a fit for me. And then I realized they did in fact have just like a clear untinted version. So I was like, okay, we'll give it a go. And oh my God, I'm so upset I didn't try it sooner. So wait, please hold. No, seriously, just 1 second, please hold. Okay, so it looks like they have 4 colors and then this untinted one, which as I am filming this is out of stock. So hopefully it's back in the time that this video goes up and the sale starts. Yeah, like I think I saw people talking about this like orangish shade, which just would look awful on my skin tone. However, that plummy berry shade looks stunning. So I think I'm gonna buy that. And then like maybe I just also have to buy the fig sauce color too. I don't know if that one would be as flattering, but like this is one of those products where I'm now like, I need every single shade that you come out with, except for the burnt orange one. I know my skin tone. I know my limitations. Oh, and it's glossy and beautiful. I love it. Makeup is exactly the same. Like exactly copy paste with the exception of one item. Well, and I added 2 others. Okay. So for my spring recommendations video, I narrowed down primer into just one favorite primer. I didn't do like different kinds of primer, even though there are a couple other primers that I use basically every time I do my makeup. So I wanted to include those as well. So for glowy primer, it still is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I am addicted to this stuff. I love mixing it in with foundation. It just really helps to kind of like make things look a bit more skin-like, add a beautiful glow, help to sheer out something that might be fuller coverage than I want. And I have tried a lot of these kinds of glowy primers. I did a showdown where I tested over 20. Spoiler, this one won. But if you want to see how it holds up against all of the other ones I tried at all different price points, that'll be listed below. But again, there are two other primers that I always use. This one I use every single time I do my makeup. It is the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. Love this for makeup longevity. I can't do my makeup without this. And then the third primer is one that I don't use every single time I do my makeup, but I do use it a ton. I'm actually almost out of this. It's the Cali Ray So Blown Clean Blurring Primer. This is incredibly smoothing and blurring, and it's something that also helps to mattify the look of oils. So I don't like to use this all over my face. Instead, I'll kind of use it as like a spot primer. Anywhere that my pores tend to be emphasized, anywhere that I get a bit more oily than I want to, especially if I am using a complexion product that is super glowy. This is something that I love to mix in. Well, not like literally mix, but put in the mix, put it underneath spots where I get a bit too oily looking, like cheeks, around the nose, just middle of my forehead. It is amazing for that. And unlike so many other products that claim to blur, it actually blurs. Foundation is still Haus Labs, and this is my absolute favorite foundation to mix in with the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. The combination of these two, especially in colder weather months, is beautiful. I will be rocking it all winter long. Concealer is one of the categories that has officially changed, and that is because I finally forced myself to do a split face wear test with this and my previous, now dethroned favorite concealer, which was the Haus Labs concealer. Haus Labs is a beautiful concealer. It is so just like fresh and skin-like, and it's something that I still love. But when I tested out the Tarte Creaseless Creamy Concealer, I was like, whoa. Because this not only looks amazing when I initially apply it, but I feel like it still looks amazing after a full day of wear. Like, it just stays looking good. After concealer, the only other thing that has changed is actually also a Haus Labs dethroned, but not in the same way. I told you guys this in another video, I don't remember what one, but that I think they're discontinuing this bronzer because the shades have just like slowly but surely gradually gone out of stock at Sephora and have not been replaced. So this is the Haus Labs Power Sculpt Velvet Bronzer. It was my favorite. I still use it because I have it, but since it's not available to all of you guys anymore, and I think it's going to be replaced with something else. The other bronzer I wanted to recommend that I have been loving is the Fenty Beauty Sun Stalker in the shade Into Sun 01. This one is a little bit more matte than Haus Labs, but it still is not too matte or dry looking, and the shade is absolutely perfect if you are super fair like me. Other than that, again, it is literally a copy paste from my last VIB sale video. So instead of giving you the exact same spiel that I gave you then, I'll just like hold up the product and be like, here it is, it's still this, and then we'll move on. So favorite powder, Amicole Skin Melt, cream bronzer, and cream blush nude sticks. I do absolutely love the new Haus Labs, what are these called? Color Fuse Glashy Blush Balms. Glashy Blush Balms. Glashy. They literally do look glassy on the skin. They're so gorgeous, but the color selection compared to nude sticks is quite limited. Nude sticks has so many colors. Why did I just say that so dramatically like that? I'm sorry. And they just have so many wearable shades that are really beautiful everyday options that nude sticks continues to be my go-to. While the formula of the Haus Labs blush is absolutely stunning, I feel like I haven't found my perfect shade in that collection yet. I do plan to pick up the reddish shade one. Reddish shade. That sounded weird. It's the shade Glassy Watermelon. I actually was sent that in PR and I gave it away because I was like, ugh, I won't use this. It's so bright and crazy. But now that I'm familiar with the formula, I'm like, okay, I want that. So I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on that one. But until then, nude sticks is still my winner. Powder blush, Pat McGrath. Highlight, still Dior. I saw that they came out with a limited edition colorway of this, but I don't know that I'll pick that one up. I feel like some of the shades, I'm like, it looks pretty in the pan, but like practically, I don't think I have a need for it. It does seem fun though. Lash Poima, Lancome Sills Booster, Mascara, Tower 28 Make Waves. Brow pencil is the Kosas, what are you called? Dual Action Defining Pencil. It is teeny tiny, and I have the shade Honey Blonde, which is a perfect shade match for me. Brow gel, the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. For lip liner, I still think that the Sephora Rouge Gel liners are incredible, but this liner has come into my life since the last video. It is the Pillow Talk Fair Lip Liner from Charlotte Tilbury. This one I love because the shade is perfect for my skin tone and it has more of like a satiny matte finish versus this one, which definitely is a little bit shiny. So if that sheeny kind of finish and a lip liner is a deal breaker for you, but the original Pillow Talk didn't work out for your skin tone, was too warm, too dark, Pillow Talk Fair is where it's at. Lip stain is still the Rare Beauty Tinted Lip Oil in the shade Wonder. Colored lip gloss, the Lawless Forget the Filler glosses. Oh my God, they're a little sticky, but they are so, so, so juicy. The shades are beautiful. My all-time favorite shade is Velvet, but I would say my second favorite is Juicy Watermelon. And lip oil is the Ami Colé lip oil in the shade Reflection, which is just completely clear. I have gone through so many of these, it's not even funny. You can probably see I'm almost to the end of this. I've already got to back up. I take this one serious. All right, let's move on to the final category, which is body care / fragrance. You already know the drill. My favorite body care products have not changed. The Sol de Janeiro body washes and the original Boom Boom cream are delectable. They smell so, so good. And the same thing goes for the Way body washes. They smell so, so good. In the spring, my top pick for perfume is the exact same as it is now, but now is an even better time for it. We're definitely like entering more of the season where I love wearing this. It is Killian Princess, and oh my God, this is the most beautiful gourmand. It's well balanced. It's not overly sickly sweet, but like you get enough of that sweetness if that's something that you love, which I do. The key notes are ginger, green tea, and marshmallow. Sounds very weird and random put together, but I'm telling you, the way that it all balances out is so good. It's just the best. But I have two other perfumes that I have been loving. They're actually both from Fleur. The first is one I've talked about so many times, but it's now available in perfume form. So it is Fleur Vanilla Skin. Previously only available in a body mist, but they came out with it in a perfume, so now it lasts so much longer. This has notes of sugar crystals, cashmere wood, and vanilla. It's like a little spicy, a little woodsy, a little skin-like, a little vanilla. Super yummy. And then the last one is Fleur Soft Spot. This is a warm floral with notes of vanilla, sandalwood, and musk. While this is very different from Vanilla Skin, it has that same kind of like skin-like quality to it that is really hard to describe, but it feels like second skin when you have it on. It's just a really beautiful fragrance. All right, you guys, that is it for this massive VIB sale top pick rundown. I hope that you found this helpful, especially if you are newer to my channel. This was a really amazing overview of all of the high-end products that I am obsessed with. But if you are not new here, if you have been around for a while, hopefully this was still a helpful one-stop shop for you and a nice refresher in everything I love that you already knew about. Every single thing that I talked about will be listed and linked in my description box below. Let me know in the comments if you are going to pick up anything from the sale, if there's something that I didn't talk about that you think I need to buy. I'm all ears. Convince me. Try. It's not that hard. Please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, click on that notification bell, send my channel to a friend. Thank you so, so much for your support in doing those things. Thank you for watching my videos, even when they are so, so long. I love the freaking heck out of you guys. Make sure to stay tuned for my next one because that will be up in a few days. But until then, I hope you have a great few days.